Hi, this is Erin from Vintage Fitness. Today is World Mental Health Day, and as you guys know, we have a life coach here, Eleonora, the in-between coach. And I wanted to talk to Eleonora today on World Mental Health Day. A lot of our clients, they want to become fitter, they want to lose weight, but sometimes they're sandwiched. Sometimes they're struggling with some issues that they need to deal with before they can start exercising. So welcome, Eleonora. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Erin.
A couple of questions that listeners asked me to respond to. The first one is, can you give our listeners some tips on how to create and sustain new healthy habits that they may want in their lives?
Okay. Well, one of the first tips I always talk to my clients about is to literally start thinking more carefully about some of the things that they do on any day of the week when it comes to their habits around eating.
Right.
And often when you have 60,000 thoughts a day, most of them you're not even aware of. But when you start thinking about why you're doing certain things, for example, if you're cleaning off your plate because you've always cleaned off your plate,
right,
regardless of whether you're hungry, you need to start being aware of why that habit is serving you or whether it's not serving you anymore. If you are in a position where you're taking care of elderly people and you're cooking and you're constantly nibbling as you're cooking, it's one of those things that we often do and we're not even aware, but all of it adds to the consumption of food that we're not even aware of consuming. Right. And now we're wondering, well, why can't we lose weight? Mm-hmm. Well, because we're overeating. Right. And we're not even aware of it because 6 o'clock rolls around and it's dinner time and you have that anyway.
Right. It's interesting. So it's the awareness of it. And then it's, as opposed to judging ourselves or berating ourselves for it, it's maybe understanding why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, in a lifetime, we have parents who taught us, food is hard to come by in many instances. Mm-hmm. And, we had a lot of parents who came through the Depression or grandparents, and they taught us these things. I mean, you can't always get food, and it's not always good food. So always clean your plate, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And for comfort, often kind of comforting for
That's
people,
a whole different issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you start comforting yourself with food, then you've got to ask yourself why.
Right. And
why is
what could I
food
do
your
differently?
Comfort place?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because food obviously stimulates the brain center that requires, this happy place called dopamine. Mm-hmm. And when you are constantly seeking dopamine, and because we offer it in more concentrated fashions, like, white flour and sugar, these are concentrated hits of dopamine that hit your brain, and you're constantly looking for that. Because we're always motivated by seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and doing as little as possible to get it. That candy bar is going to be a whole lot easier than having a healthy salad.
Right, which is better for us in the long term.
Exactly.
One of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because I see a lot of clients in Vintage Fitness that weight loss is really cyclical. They'll start something, it won't work. They'll gain back a lot of the weight that they found. So I'm always looking to partner with people that are getting under the surface of as we were talking about why. So why do you think your method, how is it different than maybe some more traditional weight loss methods that are on the market?
Well, I think a lot of the traditional weight loss methods are on the market offer you a prescribed food or a prescribed calorie count or a prescribed, type of eating habit, whatever it is that they sell you. It's a marketing tool that they sell you. Oh, you're going to lose 100 pounds if you take this pill.
Right. Yeah.
So it's all surface. In other words, why do you want to lose the weight in the first place? And what you want is, if all you want is to lose weight, then you can white knuckle your way into anything for a certain amount of time. But as soon as you stop the, doing all the things that are prescribed to you, because you really don't know why you're doing them. You're just doing them because you paid this program and it promised you would lose weight. And then when you stopped, you don't even know why you're gaining the weight again. I lost all this weight and I'm gaining it again and I'm losing it again. So
Right.
there are millions out there who've lost 10 pounds 50 times.
Yes. Oh, so frustrating for all of us. Yeah.
The program that we run is more about managing your own thinking around this, understanding what your habits are, and even more importantly, understanding the chemistry that happens in your brain, and knowing that you can survive without food for a fairly considerable length of time.
Right.
You are not going to die if you don't eat, but your brain, or your reptilian brain, the kid in the candy shop that's, running the gauntlet of the candy aisle, is saying, oh, I have to have that. It's going to make me happy.
Right.
And understanding that, yes, discomfort is really the currency of success when you look at things like this. And if you're not a little bit uncomfortable, then the success is really not as hard won,
right,
but it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you can forever not worry about your weight, you talk to people who have never had a weight thought of in their lives. Are they thinking about their food? No. Are they thinking about being overweight? Not at all. But why does it consume some people and not others?
Right.
So consciousness and awareness of what's going on in your head is fundamentally the most important tool you're ever going to use for yourself.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in learning more, I'm going to send, there's a link below with the in-between coaches information. In January, we're also going to do some partnerships for vintage clients, especially for clients that really need to lose some weight or get over some barrier before they can get active. So thanks very much for joining me today. And just send through any questions you have and we will address them. Have a great Thursday morning.
Thank you.